subscribe. Hey, on our website at a newdayfellowship.org. It is critical, and I definitely know you want to do this today because we are here with a very special guest, Miss Martha Johnson. Miss Martha Johnson, mortgage banker with Bank of Texas. So you want to make sure you are sharing this, okay? Sharing this and liking this. A lot of information about to come your way. So, Miss Martha, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having me. It's always great coming out to the community and talking and creating awareness about the mortgage industry, programs, products. So my name is Martha Johnson. I am a community mortgage banker with Bank of Texas. I've been in the industry since 2006.
Ooh.
I know, just gave away my age. I've been in several roles and very, very happy to be here today.
All right, all right. So tell us what brought you to the mighty state of Texas here in Temple.
Oh my God, yes, because I'm from New York, you know that. Yes, I'm from New York City, and what brought me here, that's $1,000,000 question, I get that a lot. I'm going to share a tidbit of personal story here. So I used to be married. I used to be married to a military person,
Cool.
and he was stationed in Fort Cavazos, and during COVID, our daughter and I were alone in New York City. So he was here at Fort Cavazos, so we decided to come. Our daughter and I decided to come to be here with him and, of course, to pass COVID. And when we were here, we just decided that, our 15-year marriage just gave what it was going to give, and we decided to divorce, and he went back to New York, and I stayed in Texas. Go figure.
Oh, I love Texas that much, huh?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so the state of the market, all right, and the expectations of lowering interest rates. Big, huge. People want to know.
Yeah, that's also another $1,000,000 question. People want to know what's going to happen with the interest rates. When are they coming down? We are expecting an interest rate cut in the foreseeable future.
All right.
However, the real question here from folks is, should I wait to buy or should I execute now? We have a saying in real estate, we never wait to buy real estate, we buy real estate and wait.
I like it.
So that's number one. Number two, there's something called the cost of missed opportunity. You're waiting on the sidelines to execute on a purchase. You're missing out on that appreciation value,
Right.
that appreciation factor. So the average nationwide yearly appreciation is about 5%. That's the average. So if you're waiting 2 years, you just missed out on 10% of appreciation from your asset. So we never, ever encourage people to wait no matter the state of the market. Also, another saying in our industry is you buy the house, you marry the rate. You marry the rate, you marry the house, you date the interest rate.
Got it.
There you
Got
go.
it.
So the interest rate can go at any time. Interest rates are not permanent. You can always refinance it and lower it when they come down. I feel that folks are waiting for this magical scenario where that $300,000 house is going to go down to 120, and that 7% interest rate is going to go down to 3. We don't see that happening.
Okay.
What we see is home values to remain steady, and we see interest rates going down to their happy medium point in the foreseeable future. The happy medium is not 2, just putting that out there.
The happy medium point. All right, so this is what I think one of the other $1,000,000 questions, right? What do people need to qualify for a mortgage these days?
Yeah, it's the same it's always been. You need income, assets, and credit. When you come sit down with a mortgage banker, those are the 3 things we look at. When it comes to income, we look to see that your income has remained steady for at least the last 2 years. When I say remain steady, I don't mean you have to be in the same job for 2 years. You can change jobs, but you change jobs with the same income level or higher.
Okay.
You didn't take a decrease. Okay, so we want to see steady income. We want to see assets, liquidity, that you have money to cover down payment and closing costs. Of course, there are caveats to this. There are programs out there that allow you to purchase a home with 1 year employment history. There's also programs out there that allow you to purchase a home with no money down, which we're going to get into a little bit later. The biggie though is your credit. Not only your FICO, but your credit history.
Okay.
So your FICO is a determining factor for you to get a mortgage, but also your credit history, because you could have a qualifying factor, but your history is so tarnished that it will preclude you from getting a mortgage.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, so when we go into the history, are you stating that we need to maintain good credit, stewardship, basically?
Yes, historically.
Okay.
You know, we review your history to determine your future in mortgage banking. So if your history tells us that you can't handle your financial responsibilities, you have a car repossession, you've defaulted on almost every trade line, you max out your credit cards, that's not a good look.
All right, hope y'all paying attention to this now, okay? And again, please share this information. I know you know someone that needs to know this. You see where we're going. And if this is your first time watching, I apologize. I am LaShavio Little. I'm filling in for Pastor Beeman on the podcast here. I love to do this here, bring the information straight to you. So let's hit you with another question. How much does your credit score impact your ability to obtain a mortgage?
Yeah, so your credit score is the determining factor
Okay.
for you to obtain a mortgage. Because let's say the qualifying FICO right now is 620. If you have a 615, you won't be able to get a loan.
Okay.
But, like I said before, your history is just as important, because if you have a 620, but you've defaulted on every trade line, you have maxed out credit cards, you have collections galore, you know, even though you have a 620, that history is not going to help you.
Okay. Okay. And it could be one of the reasons why you have a 620.
Correct.
All right. Okay, so can you still buy a home with no money down payment? Is that still a thing?
Yes, that is still a thing. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, you can buy a home with zero down. We have the quintessential VA program for veterans. That is the main program that allows you to buy a home with zero down. But there are other ways also. You know, at Bank of Texas, we've partnered with the local agencies, local organizations that are issuing grants, down payment assistance grants, free money, down payment forgivable loans also. And for those who qualify, that covers their down payment and most of their closing cost. So if they do have to bring money to the table, it's very little. It also depends on the program. Some mortgage programs require you to bring some money to the table.
Okay. So what when you say forgivable grants loan, what's that?
Yeah, so a grant is free money. It is a grant that if you qualify, they just give you the money for you to cover the down payment and closing cost and/or closing cost. A forgivable loan, it's just that. It's a second lien that has a payment on your mortgage. They put a lien on your property, but that is forgivable after a certain period of time. So if you live in the property 3 years, whatever the case is, they forgive that, and then you have no payment, and it becomes free money.
Wow. Hope you're paying attention. Again, hope you're paying attention. So how do I know, like, if I can afford a home? Like,
Yeah, so that's a great question. You know, I always tell folks, you want to sit down with a mortgage banker first.
okay.
You want to sit down with a mortgage banker and review your finances, review your income, assets, and credit, figure out what you qualify for. That's like going shopping without knowing how much money you can spend. Before the open houses, before the weekends driving around looking at homes, before walking into model homes and picturing how you would redo it, before all of that, you sit down with us. You sit down with us and we do a thorough review of your income, assets, and credit. We determine how much you qualify for, under what terms and conditions. We have a discussion over your options, and we give you all of that in writing in a pre-approval letter, pre-qualification letter.
Okay.
With that letter, then you can go out and explore, and you can also make offers.
Okay.
Purchase homes.
All right. All right. Hey, for those that are watching right now, if you have a question that I might not get to, by all means, ask your question right now and we'll get to it. All right, see what we have here. Can you share a quick strategy to build a real estate portfolio?
Yeah, I get that a lot with folks who want to start investing in real estate. The healthiest, most financially sound way to start building a real estate portfolio is to use your first-time homebuyer benefits in a top-down way. What that means is when you're a first-time homebuyer, you qualify for a lot of things. You qualify for the quintessential first-time homebuyer programs. You qualify for a lower down payment. You may qualify based on your finances for grants, down payment assistance, forgivable seconds, things like that. You use that to buy as much house as you possibly can. So if your debt to income ratio, if your income, your assets, your credit, all of that allows you to purchase a 4-family small building, then you buy that first. And then you move to a 3-family, and then you move to a 2-family, and then you move to that 1-family. By the time you're in the 1-family with your family, you already have this portfolio established.
Wow.
And of course, I'm oversimplifying. There's ways, there's a strategy to that, and we can sit down and have a conversation.
Okay.
One-on-one.
This is good. This is really, really good. Hey, is there a workaround for the high interest rates that we're seeing now?
Yes, everyone is scared about the high interest rate
Yes.
environment we're living in right now. But I'm going to put it to you guys in this perspective. Right now, there's no competition to purchase because everyone is waiting. So first, to answer your question, again, we marry the house, we date the rate. The interest rate can go at any time. We can refinance it when interest rates come down. If you don't want to go through the cost of refinancing, because that does come with closing cost, you can just buy discount points. At closing, you can purchase a lower interest rate in the form of discount points. So
Okay.
that is available. You do not have to close at the rate that the mortgage banker and mortgage lender offers you. There are options around that. There's also programs that allow you to take advantage of a lower interest rate in an initial period, and then it'll adjust after the initial period thereafter.
All right. Okay. So I know that, in our circle, we share with individuals, hey, you want to purchase your home, and I'm hearing a lot of that. Well, I'm going to wait. Now is not the time. I mean, they're ready to purchase far as the finances and the credit, et cetera, but they just feel as though, hey, I don't want to purchase right now. I want to rent. And you're stating right now in our conversation that you're throwing a lot of money out there to someone else, and essentially when you could have already had your own, and then as the interest rate adjusts, then you could refinance and you're good, but yet you're still making payments into your own home.
Yeah, and you're building equity. With each payment that you make in your home, you're building equities like your own personal savings that you can later pull out to do different things. That's the one thing that people don't understand. Owning a home is having an asset that you can do things later on with. You can pull equity to finance children's education. You can buy a second home. You can tackle debt. You can do a lot of things with that equity.
Okay. So we need to get out here and make this move now. We need to make this move.
One fun fact also that I want to share for the folks who are on the sidelines waiting is that the National Association of Realtor, statistically, they put out this tidbit out there recently. For every percent that the interest rate drops, 5 million people come into the market. So I was referring to that earlier. You want to wait, but right now you have the bargaining power because properties are not moving. Sellers are desperate.
Okay.
When interest rates come down and people start flocking to the market, you're going to start seeing bidding wars. You're going to start seeing sellers holding steady in their prices because they have multiple offers to choose from. So do you want to be in a position where you have the bargaining power, or do you want to be in a position where the seller has 4 offers in front of them? 1
You.
cash, 2 over asking, and then
Right.
there's you.
Right. You want to have the bargaining power.
Yeah.
You want to have that. Okay, so you did state earlier the first-time buyers program. Okay, just want to elaborate just a little bit, just in case anybody missed it.
Yeah, so we partner with several local and nationwide agencies to offer these programs. At Bank of Texas, we partner with 2 local agencies, and we partner with HUD.
Wow.
They do. Some of them do require first-time homebuyer education. It is a very easy Zoom class that you take on the weekend, and that qualifies you for grants or forgivable seconds.
And that's awesome. That is awesome. No excuses. All right. Let's take some time right now. Open this up to the audience. Do we have anybody online? Any questions? All right. Hey, put it in the chat now. Need you to go ahead and ask your questions. We have Martha here right now, all right, and you guys will be able to contact her later on and get more information, more detail to your personal. But if you have any questions for all, just please go ahead and type it in, all right? We'll get that out there. All right, myths, all right? Myths. Let's see what we have here. Can my payment change over time?
Yes and no. So if you are on a fixed rate mortgage program, your principal and interest payment should not change over time.
Okay.
What changes is your escrow. What changes is your insurance rate and your real estate taxes. So if you are escrowing in your mortgage payment, if every month you're paying principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, those taxes and insurance rates will change over time, and that's what's going to change your payment. I get a lot of phone calls, concerned phone calls with people saying, hey, I thought I was on a 30-year fix, but my payment went up. What happened? And effectively, it's never their principal and interest. It's their taxes or their insurance or something like that.
Yes. That's good. Okay, here's another one. I don't have 20% for down payment, but I don't want to pay PMI.
Yeah, PMI, primary mortgage insurance, is an insurance policy that banks impose for anyone making less than 20% down. There is no way around it. There is no way around it, and no bank, no lender, no one can tell you that there's no PMI if you're making less than 20% down. It is an industry standard, and it's tagged on every loan that meets the criteria. It is an insurance policy, so you can pay the premium up front at closing.
Oh, okay.
That is how we get rid of PMI.
Ah, okay, that's a
Yeah,
good
there
one.
are some loan programs also where PMI falls off after you meet a certain loan to value.
Okay, but there is PMI.
There is PMI.
Okay, you heard that. All right, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. How about this one? Can I get a mortgage with no credit score?
Yes. So yeah, that's a thing. You can get a mortgage with no credit score. We are going to want to see payment history from other things like your rent, your utilities, and things like that. We are going to want to see a longer history if you don't have a relationship out there with the bureaus. We're going to want to see, for example, that you've been paying your rent on time for the last 12 months.
Okay.
We're going to want to see also 12 months, 24 months of you paying your phone bill on time, things like that.
Okay. Now, if my spouse has bad credit, will it hurt my score?
Oh, that's a great question. I love to answer this because I get this often. People call me and they're like, hey, I want to get married, but he or she has bad credit. I don't know. People think that magically when they get married, your credit history just magically merges. No, that doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way.
Does it?
No. No, your credit history is like salvation. It's individual.
All right, all right.
Yes, it's very individual. The only way you're going to be affected by your spouse's negative credit history is if they co-sign for you on something. For example, if you're buying a home together, that negative history and that low FICO is going to impact your ability to purchase the home you want.
Makes
Yes.
sense. Makes sense. Okay. Yes. All right, looks like we do have a question. All right, question coming in from Miss Sandra. Welcome, Miss Sandra, and thank you so much. So it states here, the question is, when you withdraw equity from your house, do you have to pay it back?
Yeah. Hello, Sandra. Thank you for your question. The answer is yes. You do have to pay it back. Whether you withdraw the equity via a home equity line of credit, a home equity loan, or a straight up refinance, you always have to pay it back. The new payment, the repayment of that equity is going to be built into your new payment, depending on what loan program you go with, or you may have a second payment.
Okay.
But it definitely needs to be paid back.
So I know you stated earlier, as far as pulling money out and then possibly investing in other projects with that.
Yeah, that's a great use of the equity you've built in your home to pull it out to invest in other things. Maybe you want to start a new business. Maybe you want to help a child or a sibling start a new business, a small business. This is a great use for your equity, for your home
And therefore,
equity.
now you have money coming back in because of that investment to pay your loan back, right?
Correct.
Okay. Not just to fix up the house.
Correct.
All right. So let me see if I have another one for you. Where can I get a no-cost mortgage?
You can't.
What?
Yeah, simple as that. You can't. Sometimes we get what we call in the industry refi booms. And we're expecting a refi boom here when the interest rates go down. All the folks that are closing in the 7s and high 6s are going to want to refinance when interest rates go down to the 5s and so on and so forth. And a lot of lenders start to offer those no-cost refinances and no-cost mortgages. It doesn't exist. The reason why it doesn't exist is because there's a lot of people involved in a mortgage transaction. Depending on what type of transaction it is, a purchase or a refinance, there's the title company, there's inspectors, there's appraisers, there is bankers, there's all kinds of people involved, and everyone needs to get paid. They don't work for free. So that is why there's always closing costs involved when you're making any type of move with your mortgage or with your home. What they do is when they advertise those no-cost mortgages is they include it in the new loan, or worse, they build it into the interest rate. So you want to be aware of that. There's no such thing as a no-cost mortgage.
Okay. So we definitely have to be careful with the presentation that comes our way. And it sounds very enticing, but it can potentially hurt us in the long run.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So with that said, how can people get in contact with you?
Yeah, so my phone number, 347-284-7999, is the best way to contact me. You can also email me at martha.johnson@bankoftexas.com.
All right. Did we get that? We showing that? All right. I hope we have another question. I want us to have another question online. This is really good. This is good for the community. This is good for you to know. Good for you to pass on to your loved ones, your family, your friends, right? I mean, some of your friends right now, your family saying, "I'd just rather just stay in this rental place right here, and I'm good for the next throughout," right? And we want to make sure that they just have an informed information so they can make a better decision. That's what it's all about. Make a better decision for your life and for your family and for your legacy, okay? So there's nothing wrong. If you're a renter, you're a renter. Some people have, want to own a building. Some people need to actually rent within that building. We understand that, right? But if you can and you're capable and you have the information, just understanding these key principles here with Martha is critical, okay? It is critical, and it can help you make the best decision of your life. Okay.
Yeah, and feel free to contact me. My information's out there. It's pretty public. So you can email me or call me, and we can discuss your personal scenario. We can go over your finances, let you know where you are and where you need to be to purchase a home.
Yes, yes. Now, you stated earlier that, it's near and dear to your heart doing what you do right now, being in the community and assisting like you are, right? And with that, I know that you're definitely part of a lot of things that's going on in the community. One is with the New Day Fellowship. If you're not aware, I need you to be aware, August the 10th, there is a backpack extravaganza, right? It's going to be extraordinary. You're going to have more details coming out, with the phone party, the show that's going to take place. I mean, it's going to be incredible, right? Free health care, and that is, your eyes, teeth, you're going back to school. I mean, just your haircut for free. It's so much happening, and it's really critical that we do give back in the community, but it's not free, and so we need people like Miss Martha and where she's coming from to come on board to help support the community, because there's a strong need. There's always going to be a need, and so we definitely need people that are willing to be part of, to give back in any which way they can, whether it's volunteering, whether it's financial, whether it's actually you may be the person that know how to cut hair. You have a skill set, right? We have so many doctors coming on, so many nurses coming on to be part of this community event. Right, so I want to thank you personally for what you're doing and how you are involved. So it's just not being a mortgage person. I mean, you're really out here and you're really helping, and from the community and myself to you and from the church, we definitely want to say thank you. And thank you for taking the time today to come out and to share.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We need this. You're absolutely welcome.
Yeah. It's always so nice. I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to come out to our communities and educate and maybe share a little tidbit of information that may help someone make a better decision when it comes to their finances and their mortgage.
All right. So with that, we're going to close out. What I like to do right now is just say, God, if anybody's listening right now that, are hurting, need a helping hand, they're just going through something, we just pray that you send people their way that can help them in their need. The people that are out here, praying for other people, Lord, we ask that you help them. You facilitate everything that's going on in their life, because they're taking the time to pray for other people and intercede in people's lives so that other people's lives can be better as well. And if you're out here, you do not have a home church, or you just want to get out here and get some word, you want to feel better, you want to fellowship with some people, please reach out, whether it's a New Day Fellowship or a church closer to where you are, and just get involved. Get involved and see where you fit in that and understand your purpose. Okay, so we love you. Anyway, we truly thank you for not just watching today, but for being alive and doing what you're doing, and just keep putting one foot in front of the next. It may be difficult right now, but believe me when I tell you this, if you keep on putting one foot in front of the other, you're going to actually reach a different place, and it's going to be, and your negative is going to be behind you. So once again, I love you. Thank you for just being part and participating, but don't forget to share this information with someone, okay? Don't forget to share this information with someone. And with that, New Day Fellowship Church, we're out.